know, I always enjoy the Champions League for the exotic teams we play. The Real Madrid, Barcelona's, Bayern Munich, Juventus, or in our case, Chelsea. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 24 of the Aston Villa save here on FM24. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where it's definitely Chelsea and then it might be Nottingham Forest. Or it could be another team in the Champions League should we get through the quarter-final. And if you're excited to see which way round that is, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me and to subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes regularly out of this space right here. Since you were last with us, not a lot of games actually. If we have a quick look at the old schedule, you last saw us against AC Milan and Sheffield United. 3 games since then, haven't lost a game. Managed to get a draw against Liverpool, beat Luton 2-0, and managed to beat Chelsea only by the 1 goal though, which is a bit of a concern. However, good news, Eliawahi is back. He's not quite fully match fit, but he is fit and he's scoring goals. Huzzah. So, not much other to go over, really. So, let's go and have a look at the team that we're going to be using in the second leg against Chelsea again. Only a 1-0 victory in the first leg, and that was the home leg. That is a bit of a concern. But this is the 11 we're hopefully going to get past them with. It is Costa in goal, White, Gomez, Torres and Miranda in defence, Kamara and Gray in the middle, with Gonzalez, Ramsey and Grealish supporting Wahi up front. Deep breath, everybody. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get through to a second Champions League semi-final in a row. Of course, last season we did go and win the thing. So that is what we're aiming for in terms of challenging compared to last season. We would like to think that we could be in with a chance of winning it again. I don't know. First leg, 1-0 victory at home worries me a bit. I'm just a bit concerned. If we won by more goals, I'd be happy. If it was 1-0 away from home in the first leg, I'd be happier. A 1-0 home first leg win leaves us open. It might as well be 0-0 as far as I'm concerned, because they will have home momentum, and they will also have kind of the, I don't know what the right phrase would be, like the chutzpah. They're going to want it more than we are in theory, because they're down and they're in front of their home fans. Having said that, Jack Grealish heads it in, and Joe Gomez heads it ever so slightly over. Interestingly enough, it's Kepa in goal, Robert Sanchez on the bench, no sign of Emi Martinez, who they bought from us in the summer. Our former club captain is nowhere to be seen. That kind of makes me think we made the right choice with Diogo Costa. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of at. Unless he's injured. We might double check afterwards if I remember and check if he's injured. It'd be a shame if he is. But also, I'm kind of glad that he's not on the pitch. Enzo Fernandez is no longer on the pitch, by the way. He's gone off with an injury. So it looks like Conor Gallagher came on to replace him. In terms of shots, we've had way more than they have, but we haven't really seen much happen. But we now are on the ball in a highlight again. Right, Archie Gray into Pau Torres. By the way, Archie Gray and Jacob Ramsey both got called up for the England squad in the last round of international fixtures. Now, they didn't play any minutes, but they did get their first call-ups, which was really good to see, and I'm really, really happy that it happened under my watch. Obviously, I would have preferred them to play. You can't have everything. Right, we're holding on to the ball. I was about to say possessing the ball really well. I mean, that is grammatically correct, probably. Romelu Lukaku coming, he's in the left-back position defending there. Fair play to Lukaku. However, Mudryk does give the ball away. Now, Archie Gray into Ramsey, into Nico Gonzalez, who makes it 1-0 on the night, 2-0 overall. However, VAR will intervene to check it. The flag is not up. However, the linesman placement over here makes me think it's going to get disallowed. He's wisey over here. He should have continued running. Like, yeah, he just doesn't move after this. He runs back. Oh, he did go up. He went up and he brought it down. Okay, cool. 0-0, no goal, but we have dominated that first half. I mean, no, we have. To be fair, we have. Shot-wise, possession-wise, XG-wise, we have dominated. However, there is room for improvement. I'm going to say well done to everyone in terms of we are still doing quite well. However, we need to step things up. Gonzalez will be disappointed that that goal did not count. Gomez is not having the best of games. However, I'm going to leave everything else as is, other than I'm going to have a quick look at opposition instructions. So we know Enzo Fernandez went off. So Conor Gallagher is recommended to be kind of basically gone in on. I don't necessarily know if I want to go in hard on him, but we will do it just because I mean, Mudryk has apparently been one of their better players. Conor Gallagher's been excellent since he's come on, but their defence has really been the area where they've been dominating. I'm going to just put a bit of a press on Chalobah. Wesley Fofana at right back might be one to look at as well, although defensively he is going to be better than most right backs because he's a defender, like a proper defender. So it is what it is. But let's get into the second half and let's see whether we can cement a semi-final place. Right, Grealish goes back to Gomez. Into Archie Gray now. Archie Gray looking for options but didn't force anything. Went back to Gomez, made the safe option. Right, Ben White now. Patiently passing it back into Kamara. Chelsea were looking at Kamara in the summer, by the way. It's a lovely pass into Jacob Ramsey, though, and he puts it just wide of the post. But we're having some good chances here. We keep having them. We will get eventually, hopefully, over the line. The forward line and the wingers are having a shocking game, though. So I think it's about time we mix things up a little bit. I'm going to make a few changes. I mean, I think it's going to have to be Jack and Eliawahi. It's a big game for Eliawahi. I'm not mad at him at all. So Gonçalves and Watkins will come on. I'm also debating... Gonzalez is coming off a Messi. Triple change. Let's change the attack a little bit. We're going to leave our boy Jacob on there in the hope that he can still interact with these guys quite well. I'm hoping Messi can make some things happen as a playmaker out there. I'm hoping he can just get a little bit of magic going. Fingers crossed he can. But Chelsea have come back into this game. We are still on top. Nowhere near as much as we were. But again, just remember, a 0-0 draw, that actually suits us down to the ground. I'm not against us having that at all. However, the centre-back's not having a good game for us at the moment. So maybe that will be one of the next changes. Right, Miranda now. Running forward, looking to get the ball in. Oh my word! That was nearly catastrophic for Chelsea. We've still got the ball though. Archie Gray into Kamara. Kamara back to Gray, into Messi. Messi to Jacob Ramsey. Goes for the worldie. Kepa, safe hands. What was that? And how lucky do they get at that hitting the post at the angle that it did? Goodness me. Right. Highlight immediately. It's launched forward, but Gomez heads it down. That's Pedro Gonçalves, who loses it immediately. It's Romeo Lavia of all people, but Diogo Costa makes a big boy save and keeps it at 0-0 on the night. Remember, 1-0 on aggregate. All it takes is one Chelsea goal for everything to turn around, and we are away from home, so the momentum will be with them. Pau Torres heads it clear. Miranda tries to head it further clear. I mean, I'd argue we didn't head it clear at all there. However, we got away with it. Right, final couple of changes that we can make. I'm looking more at fitness here. Who can get us over the line? Pau Torres is nervous. That's enough for me to take him off. Pedro can come on. And then, I mean, the other defender's doing okay. Jacob Ramsey is tiring though, so I am looking at him thinking, do we take him off? Maybe bring someone like Christian Eriksen on. A little bit of guile, be a little bit more experience. I'm thinking we bring him on instead of Jacob. And I'm also thinking, let's bring him back one. And make him attacking. So he's going to get forward into this space. That mad? I don't know. It might be. But it also gives Messi a little bit more room around here to kind of dictate things. Maybe it's a silly thing to do, but I just want to have another player a bit further back. Just to help link things up a little bit. And maybe hold on to the ball a little bit more. We haven't got much time left though. We're getting into the zone where if there is a goal, it will take it to extra time. If Chelsea were to score. We're running out of time for them to actually get two, but it could happen. Right, Messi. It's a poor pass from Lionel Messi. How many times have you heard that sentence said over the years? But it's a poor... I thought it was a poor touch from Barco, but he's gotten away with it. Messi ended up doing some defensive work there, which is almost as shocking as Lukaku doing the same in the first half. Right, Diogo Costa launches it forward looking for Ollie Watkins. But he's headed down by Colwill to Eriksen, and we now have a chance here. Lionel Messi again. Poor touches all around from Lionel Messi, and Chilwell picks his pocket. I mean, Barco is down on the ground, but Chelsea have an opportunity coming forward here. Gallagher gets it into Chilwell. Chilwell now. Oh my word, it is over the bar with 1 minute of normal time left. It's ticking down for Chelsea. And that one goal in the first leg of the quarter-final was enough. We are through to a second Champions League semi-final in a row. Poor performances from the front line. We couldn't get a goal in the back of the net, but we didn't need to. The defence did their bit. And look at who we've got to play. Real Madrid, who, by the way, I'm sure we played earlier in the season. We didn't, and we actually lost against them. I'm sure we played them last season as well. I'm sure we played them. We did. We smashed them 6-1 last season. So, swings and roundabouts. That is a huge result. So, in terms of the fixture list, let's have a look at where we're at. So, we've got these games to play there, and then we've got that one to come back for. I mean, we're obviously going to come back for Real Madrid. Why would we not? So, I will see you for that game on the 5th of May. And fingers crossed, we'll come into it with a cheeky away win. And we'll get into a second Champions League final in a row. Or we won't. Well, as it turns out, feels very similar to the Chelsea tie. We've ended up winning 1-0. Very, very close game. But as you can see, we just, well, I say edge possession. We did better in terms of possession. I wouldn't say we either dominated or edged it. It was kind of just we did better than them. But they definitely were better in terms of chances, XG. But he gets us over the line with an assist from Jacob Ramsey, which is good to see. In terms of other results, we also have won other games too, which has been fun. Beat Nottingham Forest 4-1. Nice. Pedro Gonçalves getting a hat-trick with Jacob Ramsey scoring as well. No goals against Newcastle because we did lose that one, but we beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Wahi and Grealish with goals. Wahi's obviously scoring against Real Madrid. And then we did squeeze past Arsenal 1-0. That was not a good game, but we got 3 points. And that's the main thing. And those 3 points mean we have won the Premier League for a second year in a row. 88 points is what we're currently on. We've got 3 games left that we could end on 97 points, I believe that would be. Jacob Ramsey is currently the 3rd best player in the league. Jack Grealish has got the joint most assists in the league as well. No one in the immediate running for goals. However, if we have a look, Jacob Ramsey actually not far away on 12. Elio Wahi on 11. Gonzalez on 11 as well. Bearing in mind, Elio Wahi's only started 19 games. Those 11 goals are actually quite impressive, if we're being honest. I'm pretty happy with that. Bit of a disappointing season from Erling Haaland, though. Only 17 for him. Marcus Leonardo, but Spurs currently outscoring him in less starts as well. What a time to be alive. But this is the most important thing. That 1-0 lead brings us to Villa Park for the second leg of the Champions League semi-final. And this is the 11 we're going to be using. It is Costa in goal, White, Gomez, Pecho and Christiansen in defence, Kamara and Gray in the middle with Gonzalez, Ramsey and Grealish supporting Wahi up front. Injury news. Pau Torres is out. He would be back for the Champions League final and maybe the last league game of the season, but he is out, he is gone. He has been gone pretty much since the Real Madrid game. I actually think it was the game after it, the Nottingham Forest game. He got injured, or it was somewhere around there that he picked up that knock. So Pecho's had a run in the team. He's done all right. So we've had to make do. Deep breath, everybody. Challenging for a potential second Champions League final in a row. Let's do this. Let's do this. I mean, it's a very, very good Real Madrid team. We've already seen them this season. They beat us earlier this season. We've now avenged it. It's 1 apiece. Let's go and get ourselves the victory, best 2 out of 3. That feels like the best plan to me. I am nervous about this. I am nervous. It would be a fantastic achievement for us to win another Champions League with this Villa side, which I think has become a very, very good team. I mean, it's more or less our strongest 11. Pau Torres being in there would be the best thing. I would say the weakest area is probably the defence, but actually our midfield, it's one of those young midfields that just, you would, if you can keep together, will just get better and better and better. Kamara, I think, at some point in real... might get disallowed. It might get disallowed. It might get disallowed. It's been disallowed. I didn't expect that to get disallowed, actually. I was saying all of that waiting just to go, it's not been disallowed. But it did. Oh, God, it was miles off, so you could tell I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, the midfield that we've got is a young, exciting midfielder. Kamara is a very good defensive midfielder. He could go to a big club and he could definitely be, at the minimum, a squad player. If not, if he played really well, force his way into the first team. Gray, I think, if we were to continue this save on, the big clubs around the world in the next year or 2 would be sniffing around him and they would eventually offer a ridiculous amount of money for him. And Jacob Ramsey, I think, he's one of those players who'd be kind of like Jack Grealish. I think it would take him a few years, but eventually a club would come in like a Man City for him because he's gone from strength to strength this year. I think our defence is deceptively good. I think Ben White is doing a very good job in a unique system. I say unique system. It's not unique, but for me it very much is. I've never really gone with something like this before. And he's doing a really good job there. The centre-back pairing has been more consistent this season than it has over any of the 3 seasons in terms of how they've performed. They've not been great every game, but we've got the best out of them at times, and it's been really good. Obviously, Pedro's having a shocking game at the moment. Gomez not having a great game. Left back has been a weird one because we haven't really known what to do with that position. Hence why we went back to 2 defensive midfielders. But I think our midfield is our strongest point, and our attack is great. When he's on form, he's on form. And Nico, Ramsey and Grealish are just fantastic behind him. Obviously, again, today, they all kind of suck. But having Messi as backup as well is even better. Right, I'm going to say that one. We're just going to try and G everyone up a little bit because we've not really done ourselves justice there. I'm going to say that to them. I'm also going to tell Jack and Nico that they need to calm down. Both of our wingers on yellow cards is obviously not ideal. We're just going to go into the second half and just hope for the best. I mean, we are leading. We've dominated the game. Why do I feel like there's a sting in the tail coming? Because I do. I really do. Jack's actually captain for this game, so it'd be great to see him captain us to a Champions League final. And Joe Gomez nearly does it. Jude Bellingham has to head it out. The ghost has opened the door. Bear with me 1 second. Let's close that. We have another corner. Jack Grealish is going to try and whip it in. Can he get it on the head of someone? Of course, Pau Torres has been a ridiculous threat from set pieces. Has Jack Abiol. Gomez and Pedro, not so much, but it's fine. They have different roles in the team. The ghost keeps opening the door, and I'm not very happy about it. Let me just close that. And I've just missed Pedro's score. I was about to say, Pedro's strength is definitely not in his goal scoring. But before I could say he's going to put it in the back of the net, we lead in the second leg of the semi-final. We might have a Champions League final for the end of the season. Well then. Well then. And it's substitute o'clock. It's 2-0 on aggregate. Real Madrid have a lot of work that they need to do. Elia, why he's disappointed, but again, he's still technically on his comeback. I mean, he's match fit. Every now and then he has a game like this where we just go a little bit anonymous. I am going to take off Joe Gomez for Jack Abiol. We're going to put the brick wall on there. Nicolas Gonzalez is tired. I'm going to bring on Leo Messi against Real Madrid because I can. And Jacob Ramsey I think I'm going to take off as well, which seems like it's a bit of madness. But I'm just going to rest him a little bit because I don't want him to break, basically. Especially if we're going to have a Champions League final. It's weird because I know it's a few games away, but I don't want him to get injured. I think Jacob Ramsey is one of the more important parts of the team. Right, final substitution window. Let's make a change. I'm looking at Archie Gray. Let's bring on Christian Eriksen for the last few minutes. Let's just try and see the game out as best as we can. Hopefully, we can just see it out now. See ourselves into another Champions League final. Back to back. Which is insane when you stop and think about it. But we've just got the right set of players in the right system. And we've done it for a second year in a row. We're in the Champions League final. And we have a chance of winning 4 trophies this season. Remember, we started off with a bit of a negative. We didn't win the Community Shield. We did win the UEFA Super Cup, though. So that was trophy number 1. Won the Carabao Cup. That was trophy number 2. And we won the Premier League. Annoyingly off camera. That was trophy number 3. This would be trophy number 4. So the question now is, who do we play in that final? The hilarious thing is as well, look at where it is. It's at the Bernabeu. And we've just knocked out the hosts of the Bernabeu. Out of it. Right. Who is it going to be? Bayern Munich or Manchester City? Well, last season was it Manchester City? I think last season it was Manchester City. It was Manchester City last season. Oh, I've just thought. Bayern Munich. I want it to be Bayern Munich. If you don't know why I don't want it to, if you don't know why I want it to be Bayern Munich, do a little bit of research on where the shirt behind me comes from, because that comes from somewhere. Oh, I really want it to be Bayern Munich. It's not going to be Bayern Munich now, is it? It's going to be Manchester City, who we did beat last season. Well, I think we call the season a success there in terms of the league season. There's no point showing you the last few games. I could do, but there's no point in doing it. So I think we come back for the Champions League final, which is utterly nuts to say. I'm a bit surprised at that. I genuinely thought, when I saw Chelsea 1-0 as a result, I say that, when I played it and got that as a result. When I saw that we beat Chelsea 1-0, when we beat Chelsea 1-0, I genuinely thought we're on a hiding to nothing, especially because the away leg was seconds. We got through that. When I saw that we had Real Madrid and we beat them 1-0, admittedly 1-0 away from home, I thought, okay, but second leg, come on now, it's Real Madrid in Europe. I really didn't expect us to get through to another one. I really didn't, but here we are. So, we'll do a Premier League recap once we played the final 3 games. Again, there's no jeopardy. West Brom, Fulham and Everton. I'm going to play those off camera. And we'll come back for the Champions League final. When does Messi retire? I just want to... Right. I wonder whether I can get Messi to reconsider, because at the moment he's due to retire 2 days after the Everton game, before the Champions League final. I wonder whether we can get him to stay on so he can play in the Champions League final, because he's played an important part this season. He's not been a first choice starter, as he wouldn't be at this point in his career. However, still, look at him. I mean, 7 goals in the league, 4 assists, 3 goals in Champions League, 4 assists. Done great in the Carabao Cup. It's end of career Lionel Messi, who has still been a little superstar for us when we've needed him to come into the team. Okay, recent form hasn't been great. That's fine, no. It doesn't need to be. He just needs to have that bit of magic, and he still has that bit of magic. So it would be a huge miss if we didn't have him available for the Champions League final. So fingers crossed we do. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough. The next time you see me, I'll probably be in that shirt again, and it will be time for another Champions League final. And we'll see whether we can add another trophy to an impressive reign here at Aston Villa. Fingers crossed that's what happens. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe. It is completely free to do so. And you will make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you next time. Cheers.